Hey, what's up, guys? This is Benja here with a Destiny tutorial video. Today I'm going to be talking about the top 10 tips for playing on Destiny 2 on Stadia Touch Pad. So, the first tip is, this is tip number 1. Use full auto retrofit. It's a mod. It goes on your weapons in this slot here. And this will allow you to just hold down this R2 and not press it again. So it's easier to just press it once. Next tip, use swords. Swords are good, and you can just press the R1 and R2 here, and you don't need to you don't need to aim. Well, actually, it's doing the freezing thing. Alright, tip number 3. Sometimes your controls will freeze. See, like if I press stuff, like it didn't work at first. But if you just press other button, like R3, that'll usually unfreeze it. Or you can just refresh your page. That also works sometimes. So that's 2 tips in 1, basically. So you're welcome. Next, don't use the R stick. As you can see, if I use the R stick, it's very clumsy or clunky or whatever. If you just hold your finger on the screen and move it around that way, on the right side, you can just look around better. Anyway, tip number 5. Tip number 5. Tip number 5. Lower your sensitivity in your menu. It's here. So I have mine pretty low. That's because it's hard to aim if you don't do that. Oh, fuck. The next tip, don't slide. It's just yeah, you can slide, but then you're crouched, and getting uncrouched on this control layout is kind of a pain in the ass. So I wouldn't slide if I were you. That's tip number 6. Tip number 7, don't really bother with hitting headshots. Don't really even bother hitting most of your shots, to be honest. As long as some of them hit, that's okay. That's really all you're going to be able to hope for. Don't, you can EDS, but, it's not, mandatory or whatever. Just hold the trigger down. Some of those bullets will hit. You're kind of lucky to get every kill you get. So don't think oh, I have to hit headshots. That does more damage. It's really more, are you doing damage or are you not doing damage? How much damage? That's not really, don't worry about that. Also, it's good to incorporate a panic button into your build. Yeah, this is a build crafting video now. This is tip number 8. So on this build, I equipped Vanishing Step. So that's a panic. You can press B twice or whatever, and then you'll dodge and then go invisible, and then the enemies won't see you then, and you can kind of avoid dying that way. So that's kind of what it, if you're panicking, then you can press that, and then you can be less likely to die. That's kind of what a panic button means. So I would definitely do that. I also recommend the Loreley Splendor Titan. That's kind of a panic button that presses itself. So that's also kind of a cool mechanic that Bungie kind of built into the game, that's I like that one a lot as well. This is number 9. Tip number 9. Stick to just strikes. seasonal activities. So like right now it's season 17. So Nightmare Containment. If you're up for a challenge, the Sever missions. And as you can see, I'm running on just a normal strike right now. You could do other stuff, but like Nightfalls, Gambit, raiding, dungeons, those are all too hard. Those are too difficult. Crucible, I'd say you'd be lucky to get a single kill if you went into Crucible. Don't go into Crucible. You'll compete against people who actually brought controllers on their vacation, and you'll lose. And then finally, my last tip is just stick to being in your menu as much as you can. Like Eververse store, like buying the weekly stuff, like dismantling stuff in your vault, looking at the season pass, previewing shaders. That kind of stuff you're gonna have a much better experience than if you actually try to play the game in a meaningful way on Stadia. That was tip number 10, I think, right? Yeah, that's number 10. That's all I have for this video. So, that's the end of the video, pretty much. I guess you should like and subscribe. I would say if you want more Stadia content, but hopefully I will never play on Stadia again. Next video, I'm going to be covering Destiny's worst builds. So, bye.